In part 2, we have our whole classification yard. We're going to run that runaround track. Let's do the whole classification yard here. We'll do a walk. There we go. All the way down to the other end. And here we got this here. Get this out of the way. My soldering iron. You can see the throat. So you can see the throat of the yard. The west end of the yard, hypothetically, is the west end, all the way down here. And I think I'm going to put a switching lead there, because as it stands right now, I have to, when I switch the yard, I have to go out on the passing siding. So I'm going to put another number 10 there and run some bench work around there and do a switching lead. And there's the other end of the yard going that way. Set that this way. Set that this way. And this is where the runaround track is going to come in right there, along with some switches for the engine facility, which is going to be there. So I believe we'll go down this end, and I'll show you how to lay out the very last track, the runaround track. Right here. There's the other end of the yard. We'll start the runaround track. We'll go right there. Alright. Put in the runaround track, and I have these tracks are 1 7/8 inches on center here for these tracks. So am I going to do that for the runaround track, which would be basically right there. Right there. 1 7/8. 1 7/8 inches. There. Right there, 1 7/8 inches right there. There we go. 7/8 inches. There we go. We'll continue that all the way down. One 7/8. Track center is 1 7/8 inches from my yards. Okay, there's that there. This over here like this. I'll run this just like that there. That's there. Damn it. Gotta fix that up. Okay, I think what I'm going to do here is, this is a number 8 Walthers, which I messed up, and this here is an older style that isn't DCC friendly, number 10, that I think I'm going to repair this 10. I'm going to take these points out here, throw bar into points, and I'm going to take these throw bars and points, take these out of here, and then I'm going to put them into this switch and give myself a DCC friendly number 10. Now I gapped out the frog and then soldered a wire to it. So let's get started on that and see what we come up with. Because instead of throwing this away, I think I'm gonna, because these are the same size, the points on the 8 and the 10. Okay. First thing I did here was take my my Dremel tool, and I cut all these ties here, except of course the throw bar there, and the 2 ties next to the throw bar. I didn't want to cut the throw bar, so and as you can see, once I cut these off, now I can break these right out of here like this. Take out this, and I can take, I don't know if you can see this or not, I'm sorry if I got it out of line here, but I can take these out of here like this. This right here. Alright. And then these 2 pieces right on top of there, I need to cut. There's my spur cutters here. I will cut that out of there like that. And then we will cut this one here like that. That falls out. That comes out. And these have two rail joiners. Pull the rail joiners out. And there, my friends, is my set of points out of my messed up switch. Right, now here's my number 10. Excuse my messy workbench here. I know it's a disaster, but first thing I'm going to do here is take these rail joiners and slide them forward onto the points, if I can. Alright, let me grab my pair of needle nose pliers here. Pull this one right out here. Pull that one right out of there like that. There's one. And here's the other one. Pull it right out of there. There we go. We got them out of here. Okay. This is loose. Now what I'm going to do, now what I did here is, let me get the camera in here better so I can zoom in here. Okay. What I did is I took this piece here, this piece right here, it was in here, and what I did is I spun it around sideways like that, and then I could reach in with my spur cutters, pull it up a little bit, and clip the piece off. Because these are flexible. These, these throw arms. You can flex them, and this came out. Now I'm going to put in the new one here. Here's the newer one. Here's the DCC friendly one here. And obviously, they got it's the same size. Just go here. Now these are in where they came out. That goes in there where it's supposed to go. This one here too, that clip. They both clipped in there like that. Right, now this one comes to there. Okay, so that one comes to there, and I'm even there. This one goes to there, and I can pretty much cut off on the other side here. Pretty much. Where the hell's my pencil? I'll use this. I can pretty much cut off here, like that whole area there, right there, and still be there like that. So you cut this here with this. There's that, it's gone. Okay, now that goes to there. That goes all the way to there. Probably cut this off here too. Cut a little bit of that off there too. Right. We're looking at this right. Alright. Now I'm going to try to bend these so they go in. Bend one or the other here. Try to bend one or the other. There goes that. Into there like that. Bend that down in without messing it up. Okay. Need to bend this. This stuff is flexible, so I'm going to try to bend that down like that without breaking it. That's got to go down inside there without breaking it in. Then go like that there. And these just popped out of here. Oh well, I was hoping to do this without having to unsolder one of my points, but I couldn't do it, without breaking something. So what I did is I unsoldered one of these here. I unsoldered this, and then I spun this around to put the solder joint on the other side. And now you slide it in like this. And then you can go into it like that. But what I'm going to do is I got to attach this first, because these rail joiners, as I found out when I took these off, are soldered on here. Back sides of those are soldered on, or they're soldered onto the points. So you got to do that first, like that, and then you run that under there like that, as far as you can go with the point with this thing here. Farther, and like that, push that down like that, and then that pops right down in there, just like that. Run it back that way. There you go. I'm going to spin this one back around if I can here without messing it up. Push up on it like this, and I'll spin it around like that. And there we have it. Now I'll take this guy here. I'm going to solder that right back on where it needs to go, which is right there. Let me put that into there like that. Put that into there like that. And then run this guy right down inside there. Like that. Right. On there like that, and that's the way it goes. And I'm going to try to solder this on now. Let me get my solder equipment, and I'll be back. Record. Alright. Heat sink is holding that in place. I still have a little solder there that was left on. I'm using this little tiny soldering gun here that I use for doing this and other stuff here. Let's see what happens when I heat it up here. Put a little solder in there, see what happens. Come on, baby. Solder up for me. got it. And there it is. Now this bad boy here is DCC friendly. And I was considering using one of these, which are nice switches too, these Picos, but it just didn't match the other ones, and I didn't like the way it looked because it didn't match. So I decided to take this one here that I fixed up. Now I'll just put a number 10 here, and to make the 10 work, I'm going to have to cut these ties and sort of bend this a little bit to get it over here, because it's not really lined up. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll be back. Alright, what I'm going to do, take these over here like this. Let me take that over there. Okay, let me slide that one out of there. Like that. Actually, let me come in here with the X-Acto here. Cut the webbing out here. One. The webbing's going to come out just like that. Webbing's coming out. Maybe one more will do. Alright. Now what I gotta do is cut these there. Alright, there it is in place. Let me show you what I did here. Pull that out. Alright. Right under here, see if you can see this. Right here. Now I cut back I cut back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ties. This is the last one here, and then there's no web in there. And then I had to cut a little bit off of this rail here, just a little bit to get it to fit. And now, of course, it lines up, and I can use this switch over here for my runaround track. Solder that together, put some feeders there, and I'm all these. Good to go here. My runaround track. Okay, here it is in place. I drilled the hole for the switch machine, drilled the hole and ran the wire to energize the frog with either a frog juicer or actually I'm using tortoises, so I could probably use that too. Anyway, I angled this a little bit. I put the jumper wires across. This one's a little long. I gotta cut that shorter. Isolated the frog, and I also put jumpers here, and then I put that new, as you saw just before. Okay, being we have a number 10 here instead of an 8, instead of a number 8, I'm going to have to move my track center back. This track will be a little farther from the other ones, and I can do some scenery, put like a service road in between there, but it's probably going to break right on this line here where I have it cut. Let me measure it back over here. This here was 1 inch and 7/8 on center, so now I'm going to have to make it a little more than that because we're using a 10. So it looks to me like we're going to do 1 inch and 7/8. We're going to do 2 and 5/8. 2 5/8 inches is my pencil. 2 5/8. Okay. I'm going to come back over here and do 2 5/8 is right there. My lines where I'm going to put my spikes. Like I said in my other video, it's good to do that. So if you ever want to adjust your track, you know where the spikes are, you can pull them right out. So here we go. All the way into the wood. It's snug right there in the wood. Make sure the spike head is aimed toward the rail. There we go. You just push it in. It goes right into the wood. The drill I'm using is a 75. It's just a little smaller than the spike, so they go into the wood snug. Just like that. Alrighty, here we are, all done. I got the track. Spike down. That switch has to go in right there, and that is going to be the switch that leads down to the runaround track entrance down at the off the switching lead, and then of course into the engine terminal. Alrighty, I have two dilemmas here. As you can see, my joist is right over where I want to drill a hole for the switch. So I can't put the switch there, obviously. I have to either move it forward a little bit, which will put the switch over where the two tables meet if I ever decide to move the layout. But the other switch there hangs over too, so I think I'm going to do it that way. Because if I move it back too far, then it isn't going to line up with the track coming in here very well. Which, if I walk down here with this, I'll show you here. That's where the track is going to come in right there. Right down there and into here. And as you can see, I'm trying to piece together all the pieces I have left over, because my other dilemma is I'm out of track. I'm out of the track, and none of the mail order places have it in stock right now, the micro engineering. So I'm using some old track pieces from an old layout. But now this little piece here I cut out has to be longer to reach the switch, so I'm going to use this little piece I found in my track box right there. Okay, there's my new hole there. Old one. Here's my piece of track here. I'm going to put in here. Now we'll put this switch right back into here like this. There we go, right there. See what we got here? One. There it is. There it is right there. And I'm debating if I want to put that number 10 there. If I do, I have to fix the points here to change this one over too, so it's DCC friendly. But anyway, there it is. And then we got to head down there, and I got to piece together some pieces of leftover track I got and hook everything up. Okay, I'm going to add this to the video here, because as you can see, I added onto my table because I wanted to leave some room to have a, you know, scenery background and a, you know, so it isn't, so the yard wasn't right up to the backdrop. So here's what I did. I added, and I'm gluing these things here, and then I glued these on to the existing joists. And as you can see, if I can show you a better picture of them over here, right here. See, they're angled up. I cut out like that so the trains would fit under. Now, of course, trains don't fit under here, but if you look down that way, see, you got over here. See? Hope you can see that, because I know my lighting sucks, and I just bought a new light there, so hopefully these will come out better. There's my Providence and list coffee mug, yummy. And I have these gluing on here now. I have two more to put on here, and I just glue them and clamp them. You don't even have to screw them, just glue them on there, clamp them. Alrighty. I'm screwing the extension down to 3/4 inches of plywood. Very simple once I get those pieces here. So I can just screw it down like this here. Countersink it so we don't have to worry about the screw being up too high here. Alright. 1/4 inch sheetrock screws. Screw right in here where that cleat is. Where the cleats are. There we go. Go with that. Alrighty. And I'll continue all the way on down. Finish this up. Okay. The runaround track is done. That's going to run off into some industry. Haven't decided what I want to put there yet. But as you can see, we'll go right down the runaround track. It's a little bit farther away from the 4 classification tracks, because I'm going to put a little service road right there, because hopefully the scenery will be right up. I'm going to have a wall there, retaining wall right up to the runaround track with buildings on top and stuff. So I guess, and there's the throat of it there, way down, that I just finished up this morning, and there it is right there. Okay, so I guess this is the end of my second classification yard video, so I think I'm going to add a rail fanning one next, so stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you next time.